Happy Wednesday to you. I'm meteorologist Justin Gehrts, and thanks for joining us here on the 10 Weather Impact Show. It's been a bit of a wet day so far, but we can say goodbye to those areas of steady rain over the next now hour or so across most of the area. In fact, in the Columbus metro, things are going to be winding down here pretty soon, but a lot of us did pick up a pretty decent amount of rain once again. Here's a check of live radar. As you can see, really the farther west and south you are, or rather east and south you are, you're still getting a decent amount of rain, but then off toward the west, things are starting to quiet down some. So let's zoom in on a few of these places and do a loop over the past hour. Again, you notice the back edge now approaching I-71. Still seeing a few downpours in our eastern towns, though, here or there. We'll take a look in Franklin County as the western side, probably starting to see the showers wrapping up the way things are looking at this point. Still a little bit longer to get through Columbus proper, but really things are quieting down some. Let's head out toward the east near Cambridge. Had a quick little downpour a short time ago. That is now moving out of the area. We'll also back off the view just a little bit further as, again, you can see the back edge now just about to the I-71 corridor. Northwest of there, looking pretty dry from here on out. Meanwhile, to the south and east, still have a few showers to get through. Still seeing some rain around Circleville. Lancaster, we've had a few breaks now and again, but you'll have a bit more rain coming. Newark, we have still a little bit more of that steady rain on the way. Not a lot more additional out of this, though. Maybe 1/10 of an inch tops the way things are looking at this point. So next hour or two, still going to be watching for those areas of rain to push on through. About all you'll need is the umbrella or a quick pace from door to door, just because it's not downpours at this point. I ran and grabbed lunch earlier and didn't bother with the umbrella. I didn't get overly wet. It was just a few steps from my car door and the station and vice versa. So pretty easy stuff. Here's a look at rainfall totals over the past 24 hours. I'll step out of the way so you can see them all. Athens, unfortunately, not reporting properly, but you can see the numbers here. Columbus had about an inch Monday evening and Monday night, another 6/10 of an inch so far today. Newark, 1/3 of an inch, Dublin about a 1/2 inch, same story in Grove City. Near a 1/4 inch in Marysville and Zanesville. Washington Courthouse, about 1/3 of an inch. Mount Vernon, Coshocton, also checking in with about 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch. So really, another healthy rain for us. If you missed out the other night, you certainly got some once again today. All right, here's that hour-by-hour forecast. The bulk of the rain is heading out by 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, there could be a couple more spotty showers that try to redevelop going into the evening hours. If that does happen, they're going to be few and far between, won't last very long, pretty light stuff. I do actually expect to see some breaks in those clouds the further we get into the afternoon. That may be what sparks 1 or 2 of those showers to pop up once again. Not a big deal, though. Partly cloudy skies overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. There is going to be a weak disturbance that ripples through on Thursday. Could produce a spotty shower or two. A lot of the information I've been looking at suggests that the farther east you are, the slightly or better your chances of seeing some of these. Once again, though, these are isolated, light, not going to be a high-impact situation for you. Most of us have a dry day tomorrow. That'll be the theme on Friday, too. There's another weak disturbance that slides by. Looks like it's going to be primarily our southern towns, the way things are looking at this point. And it'll be passing showers, not a significant issue for any drive time or anything like that. It has been cool today, though, thanks to the thick clouds and persistent shower activity. We're still at 57 degrees in Columbus. Same story in London. Right now, 58 in Lancaster. Warmer temperatures are just off to the south and east, where we've snuck into the low 60s. Meanwhile, northwest, still 59 Kenton, 54 Urbana. We're not going to go up very much from here, just a few degrees as we get that rain on out of here. Temperatures at 2 o'clock today compared to 2 o'clock yesterday. They're a good 10 to 15 degrees cooler thanks to the thick clouds and the rain. And this cool pattern is one that is going to be staying with us for quite a while, I'm afraid to say. We can see here on the temperatures versus average, a lot of blue on the map indicating the cool readings. That really gets reinforced the next few days going into the weekend. Now, there are signs that we'll have it kind of relax a bit early next week. Monday, Tuesday, back close to normal. In fact, we may have a day or two with highs close to 70. Then there's another push of cooler air that arrives later on next week. So it'll be one of those things that we get a little break, but the general theme over the next week to 10 days is going to be below average temperatures. All right, so the rain is going to be ending over the next few hours, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. We'll aim for about 62 for a high. Winds will be coming from the north at 5 to 15, sometimes gusting a little bit higher. Sunset this evening is at 8:24 p.m. If you're thinking about heading out to the Clippers for tonight, it's $5 night, and weather's not going to be as nice as what we had last night, but still, honestly, not that bad. We should have a mostly cloudy sky. Very slim chance of a passing shower, so keep that in the back of your head. You want a jacket anyway, honestly, with temperatures like this, 59 degrees for that first pitch at 6:15, and then continuing to slide slowly through the 50s throughout the game. All right, here's that 7-day forecast, as we do have that chance of a couple of showers once again tomorrow, mainly east of Columbus, the way things are looking at this point. Otherwise, partly cloudy, 59 for a high. Friday, another slight chance of a shower, perhaps favoring our southern towns. Partly cloudy, 55 is all we can do. 55 again on Saturday, back up to 62 on Sunday. Something I want to highlight for the weekend. Well, actually two things. First of all, it's dry this weekend, the way things are looking, so should be good that way. But also those overnight lows, 36 degrees Saturday morning, 37 Sunday morning. We'll plan for some patches of frost, especially in rural areas north of Highway or Interstate 70. As I promised, there is that slight rebound in temperatures coming up early next week. Monday, 68, 71 on Tuesday. Could be a couple of showers, primarily I think Monday and Monday night. Tuesday's rain chance looks pretty limited at this point. We'll refine that as we get closer because it's almost a week out. But right now I would not worry too much about weather being a notable factor for us on Election Day. But certainly you see there a lot of cool temperatures as we start May. May 1st is, of course, on Friday. So, yeah, not feeling very May-like as we roll into a new month. But you know, it's not going to last very long, even though we do have several days in the first week of May that are going to be on the cool side, even beyond that 7-day forecast. We're getting to the time of the year that highs in the 50s just are harder and harder to have stick around for any length of time. All right, so now turning away from our weather forecast to something new this afternoon. Jerome Township in Union County is adding a new tornado siren to alert residents during tornado warnings. The township just approved $41,000 for the solar-powered siren. One township official went on The Big Picture on Tuesday to say that the siren is necessary because more people are moving to the area.
It's a hot area of Ohio, and with that comes, the strain of safety, the strain of infrastructure, and we worry about those things all the time, and we're doing the best we can to plan it out.
Stanley says it'll be another 2 to 3 months before the siren is ready to be installed. And something I want to highlight, too, that these are outdoor warning sirens. They're intended for people who are outdoors to be alerted to major weather. If you happen to hear them inside, that's all good and well, but don't expect to hear those outdoor warning sirens indoors, just because you probably have other ways of getting information. For those who are outdoors, it's a harder situation. All right, sticking with severe weather, violent storms hammered broad swaths of the U.S. heartland for the 6th straight day on Tuesday. This video is from Mineral Wells, Texas, and shows the damage left over after a tornado struck the area Tuesday evening. Debris can be seen sprawled across the area as multiple structures were damaged. Reed Binion reports.
Currently, the Palapena County judge and the Parker County judge are both working on declaring the area a disaster.
Authorities in Mineral Wells, Texas, addressing the damage left by a tornado that flattened parts of the town.
Y'all pray for everybody in Mineral Wells, Texas, guys. It's crazy out here right now.
Several people were injured, 2 of them hospitalized when the tornado ripped through the town about 80 miles west of Dallas Tuesday, the 6th day of a severe storm outbreak that has terrorized the Midwest and continues to wreak havoc in the South. The violent storms Tuesday also came with hail. Hailstones up to tennis ball and baseball size pummeled Springfield, Missouri, damaging vehicles and knocking down power poles.
I gotta get out of here.
A storm chaser in Missouri reacting as the icy chunks rained down on his car, cracking his windshield. In neighboring Illinois, authorities are assessing damage from a tornado Monday that ripped through several towns in Clinton County, including Germantown. The storm damaged homes, toppled trees and power lines, and blocked roads. Meanwhile, wildfires continue to burn in parts of the South, including South Florida, where a massive blaze is burning in Everglades National Park. As of Tuesday night, it had expanded to more than 5,000 acres. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now to some stories about the environment and protecting your health. We're looking at the latest State of the Air report from the American Lung Association. They found over 40% of Americans are breathing unhealthy air, including here in central Ohio. The report measures pollution from smog, soot, and smoke. Franklin County is ranked F for that pollution and C for ozone. Departments across the state are focusing on getting cleaner air.
Our air quality is actually improving. And what we're doing is so many things to try to improve that even further, such as our Clean and CLE program. We're doing an anti-idling program right now.
Experts say children are especially at risk with exposure linked to asthma, heart attack, strokes, and even lung cancer. Another factor impacting both air quality and our environment across the nation has increasingly been wildfires. Wildfires have become one of the most deadly and costly natural disasters in the U.S. In 2024, nearly 65,000 wildfires scorched close to 9 million acres of land, destroyed more than 4,500 structures. With fire seasons growing longer and more intense, early detection is critical to preventing small flames from turning into catastrophic infernos. Ben Tracy, in partnership with Climate Central, shows us how artificial intelligence is now being used to spot fires faster, sometimes before anyone even sees smoke.
Yeah, just drop it a little bit so we can just check the gasket.
High in the mountains above Denver,
Yeah, moving out.
on a 150-foot tall tower,
Cassia, everything looks clear.
Okay, go ahead and put it back up.
two technicians with no apparent fear of heights are checking a pair of eyes in the sky.
What are those things up there?
There are two Pano AI cameras. They're sitting on top of that cell tower.
Arvind Satyam is co-founder of Pano AI, a San Francisco-based startup that's deployed nearly 1,000 high-resolution cameras across 10 western states in the past 4 years.
So this is one of the cameras. These are 6 megapixel. They're on a swivel.
They're a powerful new weapon in the fight against raging wildfires, using artificial intelligence to detect fire starts early so they can be contained.
What specifically is the AI doing?
The AI algorithms being run continuously on that imagery to say smoke, not smoke. At nighttime, we're looking at heat signatures, so heat versus cold.
Once the system flags something, a human analyst reviews the image and alerts fire agencies in a matter of minutes. Just outside Denver, West Metro Fire Assistant Chief Brendan Finnegan says these cameras give him a critical advantage: speed and a precise location.
So having those eyes that can alert us well in advance of potentially a 911 call really make it a valuable tool for us.
Is this kind of a nice to have, or do you feel like this is a must have given the number of wildfires you're seeing?
I think it's a have to have in our toolbox now.
Climate change is fueling an increase in hotter, drier, windier days, creating a potent mix for wildfires. According to Climate Central, some areas in the West now experience 2 additional months of fire weather each year compared to the 1970s.
So this is all of our cameras.
CAL FIRE Chief Philip Selig oversees California's own system of 1,200 AI-enabled cameras called Alert California.
This is where the AI had detected something.
He says nearly 40% of the time, these cameras have detected fires before anyone calls 911.
Engine 3168, outside fire, Bravo response.
In July, one of them spotted this fire near Fresno 20 minutes before the first emergency call came in.
So you got a huge head start.
Correct.
That fire was quickly contained.
How much do you trust this system and what it's telling you?
We trust it enough that when we receive that detection, we're already starting the process of sending resources to it. The fires that this system has helped us dispatch resources to are the fires that you don't read about in the papers, the ones that you don't see.
Because the AI, eyes in the sky, saw it first.
Yeah, it looks like both the cameras are working good.
For Climate Central, I'm Ben Tracy in Denver.
Staying with wildfires impacting the U.S. this afternoon and the recovery now underway in the southeast, Liliana Garland reports from Brantley County, Georgia, as those impacted work to put the pieces back together.
Basically, what I'm seeing is what was, and I'm seeing potential for what's going to be.
This fire took nearly everything from Electra Masterson and her family.
This was the back porch.
A home they lived in for almost 20 years, gone. They got out because a firefighter pounded on what used to be their front door. Electra is a school bus driver, and in that moment, she was thinking about her children on that bus before she was thinking about herself.
And when I heard that my bus babies were potentially in the line of fire, that's when I got scared.
Back inside what used to be her home, she had this room dedicated entirely to crafting. But listen to how Electra talks about what she lost.
It's a thing. If I remember it, I don't need the thing. If I don't remember it, I didn't need it in the first place.
Electra teaches her son Jeremy, who has autism, to see the loss as an opportunity for something new.
We buy everything to get it refreshed a new fresh start for ours.
That's right. Those are the conversations we've had. Yeah, that's gone, but we can get another one.
A woman who just lost everything, still grateful for the small things.
I can't believe we have trash service. That's awesome. Thank you.
She says she tries not to focus on what's gone.
Negativity hurts, and we refuse to hurt.
But says it's difficult when others are in need.
On Thursday, the fire department put out a need for body wipes, facial wipes, anything to help, cool them down and clean themselves off. My mind immediately went to, I have half a box in the dining room. And that's when I feel it.
Electra says she plans to rebuild right on this property, a new chapter for this family.
This is where we are. This is home.
Turning now to some stories about our community, the COSI Science Festival kicks off today, bringing 4 days of hands-on experiences and experiments across our city.
A scientist, we'd love to hear that.
It runs through Saturday with pop-up experiences in neighborhoods and community spaces. The festival wraps up with a free Big Science celebration along the Seattle waterfront, featuring live demos, interactive exhibits, and more than 130 groups. Organizers say it's all about turning Columbus into a living lab for all ages.
Some of the best scientists literally in the world get to interact with people of all ages, and it's not you get a flyer. To your point, it's a hands-on, interactive, get dirty, grit it with it, but get excited about STEM. And technology.
The COSI Science Festival is the largest in the Midwest and is entirely free to attend. And that's not all. COSI and Boeing are launching a national workforce initiative aimed at connecting students to real careers through hands-on learning. It's called The Hive, and before traveling to 20 cities across the country, it made its first stop at Liberty Middle School in Newark.
Well, we're excited to be here today in Newark, Ohio, where we're launching The Hive. It's going to be a national roadshow with Boeing to highlight amazing jobs that kids can have growing up in the future, but also jobs that they can have right now in our community. Want to do another one?
Anybody else? I do. About how high does this go?
I'm just looking forward to the rockets because I'm excited to see how high they go.
Give it a second.
Whoa, whoa.
Ready? And launched a little flying saucer. I feel like if you have enjoyment for any of these activities around here, you could definitely find a career path.
So make sure you're looking up, down, behind you.
I learn better when it's hands-on stuff, so this is definitely a great opportunity to do that.
We're gonna grab a sheet of paper. We're gonna build an airplane.
Look, you fold this. Fold one side.
The goal here is to engage kids when they're young and they're excited, they're thinking about the roadmap to the future. And it's better to start young because then you can help them see what, wow, yes, I can do that.
Oh, your pose.
They make better paper airplanes than I do. All right, finally today, let's check out some new video into 10 TV. An ocean homecoming off the Venice Pier for a trio of sea lion pups. The pups, named Mogul, Bronze, and Missouri, took a second to figure out what to do, then took off toward the water. The Marine Mammal Care Center rescued the pups after they were separated from their mothers and stranded on the shores of Marina del Rey and Redondo Beach. Since then, the rescue's been working overtime to get some fat on those sea lion bones. Care Center officials say they have about 60 animals at their center and plan to release more in the coming months. And a humpback whale that's been stranded in shallow waters near Germany since March was doing well, as an official said, on Wednesday after it was transferred to a barge to Danish waters. In the latest attempt to save the whale, nicknamed Timmy by German media, rescuers spent hours Tuesday pulling the animal to a flooded barge using straps and a channel previously dredged to create a passage to the vessel. The whale was first spotted swimming near Germany's Baltic Sea coast on March 3rd, far from its natural habitat in the Atlantic Ocean. Certainly a lot of efforts going on there to help those sea animals. And for us, our weather's looking a little wet for the next little while today, but things are going to be quieting down, drying out some. Maybe a spotty shower this evening, but by and large, looking okay once we get past about 3 o'clock. Spotty showers still possible tomorrow and Friday, but a lot of us are going to have some dry time in there. But the general theme is cool temperatures, well below average Friday, Saturday especially. Those highs around 55 or about 15 degrees below average. We'll also have to watch for some patchy frost both Saturday morning and Sunday morning, especially in rural areas north of Columbus. In any event, you can join us once again here at 4 o'clock on 10 TV Plus. Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer will be here with the latest updates on any further rain chances, as well as the cool weather up ahead. Have a great afternoon.